once again, the time is not quite yet the time that I was setting for the starting of the stream, but because of stream latency, it is best to start it a little bit in advance. So, a couple of days ago, I began a project for creating a terminal emulator, and I took some existing code for the basis for that project, and I am going to continue from that point. In the last stream I got to where the program technically compiles, but it doesn't actually show anything, and it's kinda hard to see that it actually does anything. Except if you run it with strays, you can actually see that something is happening there. It's, for example, reading ANSI code there, which is actually this prompt here. So it is actually doing something, even though it's not showing anything. Hold on, I have to adjust the volume a bit here, so I can hear myself think. Audio stopped. Someone complained audio stopped. Did it too? Okay. So, where was I? Oh yes, so 2 days ago when I streamed, actually, was it yesterday? Well, something anyway. I put the code in my local Git repository and save it there, and I haven't touched it after that at all, so the repository is basically clean. There's nothing uncommitted changes here, so I'm going to continue from that. And I think the part that I'm going to concentrate today is in the rendering. Can someone confirm whether the music is annoying right now? I tweaked the music settings a little bit and the volume settings a little bit, so it should not have so drastic volume changes this time. And this is not Google Live, this is YouTube streaming. Maybe same thing, but yeah. So if someone else can confirm whether the music volume needs adjusting or something, then I can do something about that, but I was doing some previews before starting the streaming, so it should be okay. So in any case, rendering. I will of course need the render method here, but I should probably do some of these manipulation methods first. Okay, thanks for confirming the music situation. Fill box. I will need the fill method. I should probably all of them do through this put ch method, so it becomes easiest. Except maybe that fill thing. I don't know. I have to plan this as I go. Well, the ducking is not as extreme as it was in the last stream. The window could be a little bit larger. I kinda don't like it when the coding window is too narrow. So, I need a fill method. So, simplest way is to do just a warning in advance. I have already had a day full of work, so my concentration might not be the best today. But let's see how it goes. That's probably fine. Yeah, I'm pinging this address just to make sure that my connection works right, because last time I streamed it kept cutting sometimes. So what's going on is that I am creating a terminal emulator. Just in case you didn't watch the previous stream and you missed my introduction, here's a good article in Wikipedia about what a terminal emulator is. If you look at this page here, yeah, this page, I have to remember to point into that direction even though the screen is in front of me. But The article for Terminal Emulator tells you all that you need to know, basically. For example, this window here, where my cursor is moving, this is actually a Terminal Emulator, so I'm writing that kind of stuff. Yes, I can say biscuit. My shadow is obscuring the background. Yeah, that's... The chroma key is not perfect, because the background in my camera is not actually... Hold on, let me show you. 2, 3 and 4. 2, 3 and 4. This is my background actually. I don't have a colored background here. I have a white wall here. So I'm doing my best to cut that out, but it's not perfect. The shadow proved a little bit too complicated to try to cut out, so that's the best I can do. So that one should be done now. Then the copy method. Should I copy the pixels or should I copy the cells? Maybe I just copy the cells, it should be easiest. So basically there's two ways to go forward with the copying. Backwards or forwards, and basically because it can be backwards and forwards in horizontal direction and also in vertical direction. I have to take care of all of those combinations. So that's why. And in here, this is kinda awkward. I don't want to do that code repetition here because I would have to copy this also here, and I do not want to do that. So let me do H copy. So a copy method for just one line. So I'm copying upwards, so I can go in ascending order here. Yeah, that will work. And otherwise I have to go backwards. Yeah, that will work. And the same principle goes in this method, except for the x coordinates. So, like this. And maybe use the put method here also. Target x coordinate. Read the cell. Source. No. This times plus I think that does it. And the opposite here. Is that right? Intuition tells that is right, but there is a possibility there's a bug in there, but I have to think about it later. No, that's not right. And here... let's update the dirty flag to know if that is changed. would work. Am I going to use this terminal emulator for something, or is it just for fun and practice? Yes, I am going to use it for something. What I am going to use it exactly for is my video production, so it's another tool that I am writing for the purpose of making videos. It's not a tool that I'm going to distribute, although people probably will want to download it later, but yeah. What is this song, by the way, Selipon? Do you know? You should get a bot in here with comments for frequently asked questions. Yeah, maybe if someone would like to organize that kind of things. I have enough work to do otherwise already. That's a great idea, but I don't have the time to do that. Should I use this, or should I make a named operator? Because I'm thinking this should not be compared in that. Maybe I will just skip comparing that. This should probably do it. And another popcorn song, it seems. So that's my compare method. Of course I need the tuple include for that purpose. Which unique features will this terminal emulator have? Well, not really much. Probably keyboard commands for resizing the window, changing the fonts. Probably a person who walks here, and probably built-in video recording. So those are the features, unique features that I have in mind for this emulator. Do I need also this? Probably don't need to care about the special operator for that. Just make sure it compiles. Oh, I seem to have uninstalled that package. Install SDL2. Which font is this? This is MISC fixed at some size. Hold on, let me show you. This is the font. Hope that helps. Failed. I will look into that later. So anyway, now I can compile this. Oh yeah, I should probably add that OpenMP support. Okay. Screen. Why did this cells? Why does it say there is no match for that? Oh yeah, because that character code is there. Oh yes. it is the cell that is going to be put, and if it is called with just the character code, then it will have to assume the attributes from the blank cell. And this character set should probably be processed in here. Your video about downloader C++ clip curl is awesome. It shows brilliant architecture and structure stuff. Will you do more such videos? Well, the video was not specifically about libcurl or C++, it was about threads. So it was just a plot device for that lesson. And I am planning to make more videos in that series about C++ lessons, but time will show when that happens. Okay, it seems this code that I just wrote could be compiled. So this to-do message could be here now, and then I have to think about this rendering. Of course I need a font for the rendering, so that's where existing code will come into play. And by the way, the compilation seems to went through. Yes, it went through. The music stopped. Why? My computer fans are making quite a lot of noise. If you remember the video in which I showed the building of this computer with a Threadripper, and you saw the massive cooler thing that has 3 fans. One of those fans makes a lot of noise. It's quite annoying. Yes, I'm using Debian GNU Linux. So, rendering. I'm going to take these font files. Make sure they are, oops, fine. Let's see. Yeah, they seem to be fine. Yeah, these are the fonts that my DOS-based emulator, that editor, uses. So I have to think about how to make those render nicely in here. Weird key combos, but when you have to do a bunch of sounds, you like donuts? Well, as a principle, sure. Details may vary. So fonts. Have a look at how I did it in that editor. Car type, recoloring. Yeah, that was for DOS, so there's a lot of code there that I can just discard. So here is the actual inclusion for those fonts. Sure, why not? There is probably a wiser way to do this, but music is too loud. Someone is always complaining about the music, and others say it's totally fine. And also it just stopped and didn't play the next song. So the fonts are used here like should put this in a separate C++ file, not in the header. Let's not need that one. Code editor, what is that? Never heard about that. So I have to think about the architecture. How will I do with those font selections, because I need the pixel width and height for the font, and it also affects the window size and how many columns and rows of text you can fit in the window. So many things affect many things. Yeah, some songs are loud and some of them are okay. This is a quiet one. The previous one was loud. It's difficult to normalize those. Yes, I like some pizza, but again, details vary. Ingredients differ, so... I would just ditch the audio ducking and keep the music at the same volume as it is when you are talking. Well, the problem is if I sit far away like here and speak at low volume, mutter something to myself, it is quite difficult to hear what I say unless the music ducks like that. If I speak like that, probably YouTube doesn't even show the subtitles and captions properly. So I do that because my voice volume is not constant at all times. So that's why I have to prepare for different situations and make the music volume adjust accordingly. I could maybe have some kind of workaround that would make my voice volume constant there, but I haven't yet figured out how to do it. Lock window width and make it resize only when you change the number of columns are changed. Well, obviously the solution would be the same as in DOSBox, because something that works right is a good idea, but I'm thinking in terms of source code, and because I'm streaming my concentration is not the best, so I have to spend like triple the effort to think about architecture. Yeah, I could compress my vocals, but I don't know how to do that in OBS, because it doesn't... The compressor filter does that ducking thing, and it doesn't... It's not like a look-ahead limiter or something like that. It's a different thing. Maybe I will just delay that problem. Just give those parameters on the command line. So I will just give that kind of method, which doesn't need to know about any global state, because it already has the window size and it is given the font size here, so it will assume that this buffer contains the right number of pixels. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So you don't need that anymore. I will need this for looking. And then I have to choose the font which I'm going to use. And also I have to think about whether I'm going to deal about those dirty flags. Sorry about timing out you, but if you have that kind of username for the channel, that's probably going to be something spam related. If that's ironic or something, you have to change it. It's a precaution. So about the font. I'll probably also delete this. No, it's a different size, so I'm not going to delete it. How did I actually deal with this font in that editor? I will not use noise gate. I explained that rationale in my comments here in the video. If you look the comment, pinned comment for the archive for the last live stream, here's my rationale why I will not use noise gate. Where did it go? Yeah, here. So screenshot this, and where did the read more go? I don't see a read more here, so anyway, there's my rationale for why I will not use the noise gate. Gemini, I agree with you, but my usual moderators didn't seem to be available this time, so what can I do? Why do I have this file in front of me? Choose the right font for this. This could probably be done in a smarter way. Actually, now that I think of it. Configure these fonts and so it can loop them up nicely without that switch here. That will be that one was DCPU. And all of these were 8 by, except this fat font, which is 16 wide and this is 4 wide. Alright. Yeah, chat is kinda distracting, but what is the point in doing live streams if I don't interact with my audience? Someone asked something here. Do you have any advice how to break the ice and get into open source contributions? Just read source code that you like, start using that project, and if you find something you could improve, then study the source code some more and maybe make some changes and upload your commits, push your comments. No noise gate. Do you ever get headaches from programming and listening to music for too long? No, not really, because normally when I program I don't actually listen to any music. The music is only for you here. This is not a nice solution. Alright, and now I can render... Wait, I need actually things to render. This was a method for window, wasn't it? Was it not? Yes, it was. Alright. I also need to take care about that cursor somehow. Yes. I think the stream latency is like a 1 minute or something. Because I fixed that so long ago. So, size. So let's render all the cells. It also thinks something to do with that cursor. That's the font row, this is the cell row, and this is the cell column. And the pixel pointer is going to be pixels plus that much times screen width, which is going to be this is probably going to be unused variable, so why would I come to Brazil? What would I do there? So that's the start of the scan line. Identify the cell. Y times this is the cell that I have to render, and then I have to identify the font glyph. How is that pronounced? Glyph. I have to identify the glyph that corresponds to this character, which is still in Unicode. I have been to Russia like 3 times. At least twice. Get the font pointer somehow. So I'm going to assume this is going to be it. This is range checking here, and then get the font pointer. Font plus translated character times. Oh yeah, character size in bytes is, because each pixel in this font is 1 bit. Of characters in bytes. Let me make sure that works right. So for example, for this fat font, let me try an easier one first, this one. So it's 8 times 16 plus 7 divided by 8. So that's rounded down, so that's 16. That seems to work right. And for this one, which should be 4 times that, that is correct, so it's 64, so that formula works right. Character size in bytes. Plus row size in bytes. Row size in bytes is something like that, I guess. So now I have a pointer to where the pixel data is. Which character encoding do your fonts use? They use code page either 850 or 437. I have a feeling that this is going to be one of those songs that will produce a copyright missile. Well, I have to check later. Which languages do you speak? I speak, obviously my native language is Finnish. I also speak English, obviously. Some basics of Swedish. Basics of Japanese, and some phrases and songs and prayers of Hebrew, and maybe a word or two of Estonian and some assorted other languages. So, font pointer. Bit is this may need flipping later, but I have to check whether that's correct or not. I'm going to assume that's correct. So depending on the bit, I have to choose either the foreground color or the background color. And actually for the italic and those things, I probably need both. Both, and if the bit is unset, then I will swap these two. And actually, let's deal with that reverse flag right now. Which is your favorite programming language? C++? Yeah, probably C++, although I also like JavaScript and I also like Ruby. basically, maybe I like every programming language that I know. Some less and some more. Another strike. Still about those later. Line, under the line 2, and overstrike. Deal with those later. So now it should be technically possible. I could just put that foreground pixel there and be done with it. Like that. And that would probably render everything that I need. I will have to try that first. So in the main module, I have this polo loop here. Should I use threads or should I just use timeout for that? Thread would probably make it easier. But it will bring other problems. Do you have a tattoo on your hand? No, I don't have a tattoo on my hand. It's the blue screen, chroma screen it masks. If you look at my hand like this, it varies. It's transparent. I don't have a hole in my hand, but that's how it looked like because of how light reflects here. Actually, the distorts in this music it's not because the song is loud, it's the song itself that has these distortions. It's not a volume problem, it's baked into the song for some reason. For the timeout, let's try something like this, 30 milliseconds, and then try rendering. And of course I also need that module that I just wrote. I will have to add into the compilation, so it's screen.o. Yeah, that's right. And then font size here. And to think of it, I actually didn't even open a window for this yet. Did I? No, I didn't. Let me try that. Font size is going to be this. These numbers are hard-coded now because this is a quick testing. Let's see if that works. And of course I will also need the render percent function somewhere in there. Do you ever test run programs while writing them? Yes, I do test run them, but I tend to write long pieces of code and then test them all at once. So the render present thing is here. Is the render present. Was there a texture function also somewhere? Update texture, yes there is. Okay. Take this part. Out, and also the render present thing. Yes, I am online. Hello nuclear scene. Render present. Amazingly, the network connection has still stayed up. Sounds like a remix of X-Files theme. What are these rectangles? I'll take this one. This one should be easier to read. Hello, this one uses SDL3, so this is not good. Have SDL2 in that chip 8 thing? Yes, I do. Yeah, we have it. Okay, so the rectangles can actually be null. Let's see whether this crashes or doesn't compile. Rendering. So it's rendering, not render. Include paths should be fonts also. Window has not been declared. Of course it hasn't because I didn't include that include file there. Now it is included. So, font is declared, redeclared. Yes. Represent is not used. Yes, that is correct. Buff pixels with was not declared in this scope. So, where is it declared? It is declared inside this function. I think it's going to be this. Does it crash? It didn't crash, and it opened the window, but it doesn't render anything there. So that's not okay. Something happened, but not what I was expecting. Right, I put this number into the wrong locations. It should not be there. It should be like here, I think. Let's try that again. Okay, it's still not rendering. Why not? It should be rendering, but it's not. Why? Where is it stuck? Let me check where is it stuck. What is it doing? Okay, so this loop here. This looks suspicious. I think there's a bug there. Let me check these loops. Are they? They should be. Yes, this increments Y. This increments X. Fire. And this is wrong. Now, rendering. Much better. I see something there. Whether it's correct, it's probably not, but in any case, something is happening. Font pointer is that. And, have you read Hackers by Stephen Levy, and if so, what do you think about it? I have not. So X is that. Pixels. I could probably. This is a dummy optimization. This doesn't change anything, but just doing it for fun. So, why did I not get anything useful in that? Screen wither is over there. Ah, found it. Okay, and now this is somehow better. Of course, this is probably too small in that stream, but there are upwards arrows there. It was full of upwards arrows. Why? So this language is Kupakakauko, this language is C++. What do you think about Rust? That is a question that requires too much thinking for me to reply here. You can look in Twitter for my previous replies to that question, or maybe Discord or something. I have answered that question dozens of times. Actually, let me check if I make the character just a K-liter, it should render just K-liters, so let me see what happens now. It renders K and T letters. Considering you are clearing the canvas with each frame, I'm actually probably not clearing the canvas in each frame. But optimizations will come later. This is just a proof of concept right now. Let me check that I'm actually using the right fonts here. These seem to match. Yes. And size X is here and Y is second. Yes, that is also correct. Thank you very much, Josh Jones. Character size and bars. Yes, this is correct. I already verified that. And this should be fine, although for some reason it's not fine. Font row size. Translated character. And then font row size. This is actually not right. This should be like that. Now it should be full of K-letters. Yes, it is full of K-letters. That is excellent. And then I can change this back and also change this, because the colors were inverse. Now the screen is blank, which is not correct. There should be something in that. Let me add some debugging here. If C is something else than space, then let's print into the debugging output. Oh, I should not have cleared all objects because this C-type CC file takes forever to compile. This should work fine. This should work fine. Yes, it's the life of programmer. What program are you using? Dufu or this? I have no idea what you're saying. What program are you using? Dufu or this? I don't know. Oh yeah, I added debugging. Yeah, nothing is happening there, so technically it's doing alright because it's not rendering anything. But why is it not rendering anything? Out buffer is there. Yes, I did receive input, so this should have been rendered. Oh, by the way, there's no that chroma thing here. The magenta text is now rendered properly because I implemented the animated background image differently this time. I am assuming a terminal means like something to connect to text-based intranet services such as bulletin board services and telnet, but I don't know. Well, not exactly. Terminal can be totally local thing without any connections whatsoever. Have you tried functional programming ever? In a compromised manner, yes. Not really. So let's try making sure the terminal thing does what it's supposed to do. So this write method here is not doing alright for some reason. State possibly wrong. Yes, the state is... no, it's not. Reset. State. Yes, that is correct. Yes, even more popcorn. I have a quite big collection of popcorn songs there. That's popcorn. Why is it not printing any text there, even though it should be printing? Let me add some debugging. Alright. So... oh, it actually printed some characters. Ah, we have text here. Oh, it went away. Let me try it again. Yes, we have text here. Let me magnify that for you. This is the window that it created. So it worked. Even though the colors are kind of wonky. That's probably because of that RGBA. It should be BGR. Yes, that is now correct. The colors look alright now. What is meant by a terminal emulator? Just read the Wikipedia article for terminal emulator and then you know. So rendering, receive input, don't need those anymore, don't need this anymore. Changes there. No, Josefina Litius doesn't know me. He is just the person who has been one of the first few viewers of my channel, longest time viewers. So we have text here. Then for some cool effects, I should probably add the cursor here, so if this is the cursor position, letter there? You have hacks on your keyboard. No, the operating system is Linux. Alright, the cursor is now getting printed here. Maybe I should also render that with double size here so you can actually see something. Maybe I will not do that now. Cinema desktop, yes. And now I should deal with input somehow. Let me also add a standard input. Debugging purposes, so I can accept input from console. It is 2 file descriptions now. This. Take it from here. Out buffer. Yes. What did I say? No, not in that direction. I believe. Yes, actually in that direction. Yes. Okay, so instead of std in file number, I will just use 0 there because that's what it is supposed to be. Read is in this header, I believe. Right. Now, if I put this window here, and then type something, then nothing happens. Never mind. Did it actually even read it? I have to check. Oh, that is difficult to read. That is difficult to read. Remove that. Where did that program go? Editor is not responding. Of course it's not responding. Okay, so S trace. I hope that works. Then, when I type something here, okay, so it didn't actually read. Why? Maybe I will just do this. Why did it actually not read there? Thank you, mild chestnut. Let me try that again. Another terminal window here. If I type something. Okay, so it actually works. Yes. So now I can fix that color inverse problem. And see what happens now. Okay, something happened there, but not quite what I was looking for. Oh. And also that scrolling is going in the wrong direction. Scrolling is going in the wrong direction. So my scrolling method here was wrong. Copy text. Target is there. Fix the colors there. Hardcode temporal while makes my debugging easier. Let's make it white text on blue so I can test it easier. That works. How about the pinging? What actually happens there? Ping. Pinging works. So this window here, this is the terminal emulator that I am doing right now. Too bad it doesn't support resizing yet, but it does printing alright, except when it goes to the end of the screen, it scrolls to the wrong direction. So I have to fix that. Scroll up. Yeah, the music is sometimes loud. Yes, I know the STD in is buffered by default. I have that detail has not escaped me. Pull up. Oh yes, these are the wrong way around. I don't know why, but they are the wrong way around. Let's try that again. The music should be a little bit quieter now. Does the terminal support pipes and I/O redirection? That is not the job of a terminal. So let me see that again. So now I'm pinging again, and now it should scroll in the right direction. That will take 12 seconds to see. Yes, I am really quiet at sometimes. See, if I speak close to the microphone, then it's not so quiet. Alright, the scrolling is working now, but it also clears the top of the screen, and that's not right. So it should be clearing the bottom of the screen, not the top of it. So these film box parts are still needing fixing. This song is quiet. How can I make pings faster? Okay. So ping that same address again with interval like that. Now, yes, now the scrolling works right. Excellent. So next I have to figure out why the colors were wrong. Yeah, audio broke every time. I noticed that too. I don't know why. So LS doesn't work right. Why? If I open editor, no, that didn't work right either. My guess is that 256 colors work right, but 16 colors don't work right. Thank you, Josephine. Yeah, colors. Colors. Here, translate 16 color. So why do these not work right? Or is it the problem here? Let me check. Let's see. External table color. Are you using any multimedia library for that project like SDL? Yes, I am using SDL too. So now the time is 9 PM and I began streaming at 7:45, so I have been streaming for 2 hours and 15 minutes. I should maybe call it 15 minutes from now. Let me do that No. Can I resign it? No, I can. So that's the clock for me. That is small. I have to make it bigger. How was it again? Not like something like this. No. It was geometry. Yes, that is right. You have to make it bigger. Like this. So the colors. No, I do not leave in this one. 16 color for 4 is that. That seems alright. But why is it always 4? Thank you, the tasteful toasty. What if I create a shell built into the terminal? I don't need to build a shell, because I can use the system shell, and that's what I'm using. I don't need to do those myself. The purpose of terminal is to enable running other programs, not to make your own. Why did it not play this one? Einstein. Reset attribute. Oh, yes, that's where the problem is. I see. Is there any other problem? Yes, there is. No, this is correct. But this is not correct. All the places where those are used. Translate $16 right here. Do you study at university? No, I don't. Never have studied in university. These all seem right now, so the color should be right now. Dear Asdvsasavechk, read the FAQ in my previous stream. That will answer at least that particular question of yours. Okay, now that color is working right. What else can I test it with? Let me try this one. I got a crash. I tried to run this program, but I got a crash. Why did I get a crash? This I tried to run, but it crashed. Yeah, it is predictable, so... repeatable, so let's see where it crashed. So that is tuple called from the screen. I guess the coordinates are bad, but why are they bad? Yes, the nibbler, that is correct. This is supposed to be a special purpose terminal for making video editing easier. Something like that. For video production, the main purpose here is to replace my DOS-based tools. That's a long-term project that I'm doing. Yes, I do know what Joel means. Colors with NeoFetch. Why would NeoFetch be the right tool for that? By the way, if I do with NeoFetch, this is what it prints. If I compare to this one, colors seem fine to me. This yellow here is a bit different, but that's because I follow the DOS style colors here. So that's alright here, but except bold is not, the high intensity is not dealt properly here, but that's what to do, I know that. But I am interested to know why this program crashes the terminal. Yes, that is the meaning, some tipton. So 9 minutes until the end of the stream. The square stuff not a problem for your render stuff? It should not be a problem. I'm not totally sure, but I think it's not a problem. Okay, so now it is playing the Einstein song in a different file. These escapes look a bit odd to me. Hold on, what did it print before it crashed? Before it crashed, it printed character. Oh yeah, these coordinates are all wrong, so it doesn't do wrapping, that's the problem. Line wrapping is missing. Hyvää päivää. Wrapping is wrong, so if the coordinate is... But where there should be actually a method somewhere that fixes the coordinate. Scroll fix, yes, here it is. Like here. Maybe I should call it here. So if I now call the... do the... No, that is wrong. I mean, this one. Oh yes, it's working and it actually prints the right colors too. Let me zoom that for you. This is what my terminal printed now. So that's the output. And the colors should match. Should match these colors. Do they match? Let me make that window a little bit smaller. 300%. So below is the X term and above is my terminal. You see the difference because my terminal uses the DOS font here and also it prints question marks instead of these squares. Everything seems to be matching. Do you see anything missing here? Do you see anything wrong here? That all seems to be right, in my opinion. How about the running Mario? It will be coming later. One thing at a time. I don't even have keyboard handling here yet. Keyboard handling is going to be a big topic here. Okay, one thing that let me make that volume. That I thought I should explain before I end this stream, and I actually should have done it in the beginning of the stream, about the architecture that I do here. What I do here is I basically launch a shell with two pipes, one for reading and one for writing. When the shell prints something, my terminal receives that text. For example, right here when I press enter, the shell is printing this line here, and Xterm in this case is receiving this line. And when it's in my terminal is receiving that line. And it comes into a string variable, like here. And this write method here is supposed to process those characters that it receives. And when it receives those characters, it interprets those characters one by one. And this write function here does that. And as explained in this comment, it is basically a copy-paste from equivalent code from the Linux kernel, because it already has most of those parts ready there. So I do it character by character and interpret those characters. And some of those are special characters, like character number 7, it does a beep, sound like this. And some of them are like backspace, it goes one character behind. 10 is line feed, it goes one line below, and so on. And some of them are escape codes, and that's the complicated part. The complicated escape codes, which I explained in this Wikipedia article, ANSI escape code. ANSI escape sequences are standard for in-band signaling to control cursor location, color and other options on video terminals, text terminals and terminal emulators. Certain sequences of bytes, most starting with ESC. As you saw here, it was beginning with ESC, like here it's character number 27. And this bracket character are embedded into the text, which the terminal looks for and interprets as commands, not as character codes. So when it receives those special characters, it interprets those characters as commands instead of printing something on the screen. And these commands vary from moving the cursor a certain number of columns to the right, or changing the text color, or clearing the screen, or scrolling the screen, and that kind of things. And those codes are specified in the ANSI escape sequence standard. And most of these that I am interested here are in the SGR selection section here. Select graphic rendition parameters. And these are detailed in this Wikipedia article, ANSI escape code. Hold on, let me scroll below so you can see. There's probably the main article somewhere, because I remember reading it. SGR. Was not. Yes, here is the example. Okay, it's actually also the CSI control sequence introducer. So this lists knows that at least some of those sequences that my terminal will interpret, and those character sequences, when they are interpreted, those are the means by which things that it reads from its standard input become colors on the screen. This was a quick and hasty introduction and explanation, but you can read more details about it in this Wikipedia article, ANSI escape code. That's what it does. This was the method that was known in the 1990s and much earlier to make colors on the DOS screen and other terminals. Is the development of the terminal going to be a live stream series? At this point I could say probably. The next episode will not be tomorrow. It will also not be on Thursday. And it will also probably not be on Friday and not on Saturday, so probably on Sunday earliest. Because those days that I just listed are busy for me. we don't do requests here. So anyway, that was a quick introduction of what I'm doing here, and I made some progress here. I actually got some text on the screen. It doesn't yet deal with input, so I made a quick hack so that it reads from the other terminal where I launched it from, so I can at least see that it works. But that's where I am at now, and so in the next stream I will probably do the keyboard input handling, and well, at least that part could be good, and probably some finishing touches to this rendering before we go into optimizations and that kind of things. Do you remember roughly where in the videos you first got it working? Like no escape codes. Not really, because I started with the escape code parsing, which I copied from an earlier project. Sorry Nibble. You should also have a secondary buffer for text editors and stuff. Yeah, that is actually true, but I'm probably not for now. I'm not going to support that. That's kind of an optional feature. Linus Torvalds, yes, he is from Finland. Have you pushed source to GitHub? For this project, not. No. Which IDE do you use? No, I don't use IDE. Look at the dark yellow color. Which dark yellow color? This one? Do you have any plans to put this on GitHub? Not really concrete plans, but I'm not opposed to that. The image in the background looks like a game I ever see. Someone who knows what that is. Yeah, does someone know what this game is? And I am... channel inspiration to programmers. Thank you, Mohammed. Let me see what other questions I possibly missed here. The terminal colors seem slightly different. The second box of colors. Really? The second box of colors. Second box of colors. You mean... colors here. What do you mean? This one compared to this one? Oh yeah, there could be a little bit difference. This seems a little bit darker than this. You are right about that. I have to check that later. So anyway, I'm 5 minutes over time, so I'm going to call it good night for this time. And this time I was actually able to do the stream in one go. But if I get a copyright missile, then I will delete the live stream archive that YouTube created for this and make my own encoding again. So it may be a couple of days until I upload the archive if there's a copyright missile. If there's no copyright missile, then it will be available almost immediately. So yeah. So thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.